want when we are live, which we should be live right now, I'm just going to double check. Welcome. If anybody can see us, please say hi. But if you want, Grace, you can go onto your Facebook right now and just hit share if you want to, so that it's on yours as well.
I'll do that.
Once we're done, I can go back and tag you too, so it will show up on your time.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, how funny. In my memories, there's a live me and John did after he ran his marathon. So that's really funny today.
That's so cool.
Okay, do I go to your page and then share it to you? Okay.
Yeah, just go to my Facebook and then hit share. Hi, everybody. Welcome. We are so excited to be on here. I'm actually just going to pull this up so I can see if we get any comments. So welcome everybody. If you had saw my graphic early this week, it was supposed to be at 12 o'clock, but we ended up switching times because my schedule got a little changed today. So thanks, Grace, for being flexible. I really appreciate it. And I asked Grace if she would hop on here today because I just love her story over the last couple weeks, and I wanted you guys to hear it. So I have been friends with Grace for, I think, 8 years. Oh gosh, more than 8 years. So listen, what year did you start with Stella & Dot?
I started in 2009, but I remember meeting you in 2011. Okay. So yeah.
And I started in 2009 as well with Stella & Dot. So we started at the same time, and then we started to get to know each other through that. And so I've known Grace for a long time now, and her significant other, John, is actually on our team. He joined us a couple of years ago, and he has done amazing, not only physically, mentally with the product, but also with the business opportunity. And he's been able to go on trips and has his auto bonus, and has a team. And he's had a lot of fun being able to build this alongside the stuff that he does full time where they live. But it's been really cool because Grace was not really a part of his business. She has a stylist business. She actually just ran in an election. What did you run for?
I ran for the state Senate here in Iowa.
Senate. I mean, big deal. It was a big deal. And so Grace is just like one of those like amazing women. And actually, here's a little fun fact. Grace was on Undercover Boss. And actually it aired like the week that I left Stella & Dot, but I still shared it because it was such a good episode. It was so cute. Our CEO from Stella & Dot was on with her, and like I could tell Grace knew who she was right away. It was so funny.
Oh, that's a whole nother live where I can tell you all about that situation, which is a great story. In reality TV, if you're ever able to go on because it's a blast, but that's another story.
So she's watched, she's been part of this industry. She's built her own business, a styling business. If you ever need a stylist, this is who you want to go to because her style is amazing and she will make it for you the way that you need it. But it's been fun to kind of watch and see you go, maybe I do need to share this with people. Like, let me learn a little bit more. So tell us first, I know I've kind of just jumped all over the place, but maybe start with what you saw in John when he got started, and then what made you decide a couple of years later to finally try it for yourself.
It is so funny. I remember when you started Thriving and kind of like seeing it, and I think it was, now I look back and I think it was my own fear of like, it's really, because it's like, well, what if that is awesome? Like, what if that's better than what I'm doing? So it's like really easy to just dismiss it and just be like, oh, that's some snake oil product. Like, oh my gosh, who would want to sell that? Yeah, you said you were saying that.
Yeah. Guilty for 6 months. I said that.
So I was just kind of like, great, wear a patch. Like, go on, like not doing that, because I'm so like whatever I'm doing is so great. But whatever. Anyway, I was fine. And it was actually, I think it was 2016, Beth, and I think there's always like some Facebook highs, and Beth had reached out and she placed a very large Stella & Dot order with me, and it was gifts for her team leaders. And like, we're processing the order, and then she's like, by the way, have you ever thought of trying Thrive? And I'm going like, all right, well, I don't want to ruin this order. And and I was just kind of like, who would be good at it? My partner, John, he needs it, because at the time his doctor told him to lose 25 pounds because he needed hernia surgery, but he was like, I'm not doing it until you lose weight. It's just that midlife tiredness of couldn't fall asleep, couldn't wake up in the morning. Like, I literally would have to be like, you have to get up. He'd be late to work because he wasn't sleeping. And then he would drink Red Bulls, Diet Dr. Peppers all day. Like, I mean, the diet of just like what's at Casey's is the big convenience store here. It's like, what's at Casey's for breakfast? I mean, and so it was like, I look at pictures now and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't remember you looking like that. But apparently he did. And
I'm like, oh, I can't believe you look like that. Yeah.
I know. I'm like, whoa. And anyway, so Beth sends us the Thrive, and it honestly sat here for like a month or so. And I was kind of like, you have to use this. Like, you have to. And sure enough, he tried it. And I watched him. It was like almost overnight. Like, and I know not everybody's experience is this way, but literally the next day, he's like chit-chatting away with me. He'd only had taken the capsules, and he's just chit-chatting away with me on the couch. And I was like, whoa, who are you? Like, you have all this energy. Then I watched him. Not only he decided to sell the product, which I never thought he would do something like that. At the same time, we were always going, I wish there was a Stella and Dot for men. I wish there was something you could do for extra income. I wish there was something like that. And he had a great corporate job. It was like, you know what? I think I want to sell this. And I watched him. Not only did he get healthier, not only was his sleep better, not only was his mood better, but he, happened to lose 45 pounds, not because he just took Thrive and it made him lose weight. It was because it gave him the energy to suddenly want to go for a run, to go do all these things that we always tell ourselves, like, I really should do this, but there's just no energy or time, or we're not making the time. And then he ended up training for and running his very first marathon at age 50. And
people.
Yeah, he says, he's like, I used 8 different Thrive products while I was training for that marathon. And so that was, I think I watched that. But more than anything else, what I watched was the happiness I saw, because he had a community of people. He loved going on team calls. We went down to Florida and saw everyone. He suddenly was into self-improvement and goals. And I think it's really easy when we get to middle age. Like, I just turned 40 this year, of that. I think it's easy to kind of go like, you have 2 choices. It's kind of like, all right, am I done? Like, do I just kind of skirt by and maybe I get to retire? Maybe I don't. Like, what else is there to do? Or it's like, shoot, I'm on the downslope now. Like, I don't know how long, hopefully it's 80, 90, but what do I want that rest of that life to look like? For us, yeah, I mean, it was extra income. He drives a Lexus SUV that with his auto bonus, like, it's been nothing but a net positive for our household. There has never been anything negative that has come from him using it or being a part of the company.
I'm going to jump in really quick. So first, I was trying to find the picture, and I realized it was like maybe 2 days ago. So just scroll down on my Facebook right now, and you'll see the before and after picture of John that she was just talking about. It is phenomenal. And also, I love what you said about that midlife time, and you really do. It's like, the average person does not pick up a nonfiction or informative book after college. So I know a lot of you guys read fiction, but right, a lot of people don't even read fiction. They don't even read at all. And so, it's so cool to me that this industry provides a way to continue growing and learning. And my husband and I literally were just talking about this before I got on, about how thankful we are that both of us work on our own mental capacity and self-improvement and learning new things. And it's not always about self-improvement. Like, sometimes, like, I just came from a cyber internet safety meeting where I learned all about cyber safety. Like, it was so informative. That helps your brain, but gosh, it just also helps your relationships, because then you're not like always talking about work, kids, or all that stuff.
I mean, we're both seekers. We're both learners. I mean, we're both on our own physical, mental, spiritual journeys. And, and it's really nice to be able to share that together. It's not identical, but it's nice that we support one another, that we're always seeking something, that we're looking for something more. Not that we're not grateful, but just, it's like, why not stretch ourselves?
I love that. So, so true. So what made you decide, after watching John do this? I mean, it's been like has it been 2 or 3 years now that
4 years.
4 years. Oh my God. Listen, I'm so surprised that I've been doing this for 8 years. It feels like 2 years. So that's 4 years now.
I can't believe it's been that long either. I mean, the COVID kind of made it a little bit, I don't know, that I have no concept of time. 4 years. So when he started, I'll admit, I was like, you had a car? Like, I come down with him to a training in Florida. I went to several. I didn't actually go to the trainings, but I met people that were involved, and I thought they were all so nice and positive. But I just was kind of always like doing my thing. I built up a really big business. Like in my heart, in my head, I just looked at it as like, I don't want to leave my team. I don't want to start over. You know what? He does his thing. I do my thing. We're all good. And then, there were some changes at my previous company of some comp plan changes. And so I decided to start my own business of a styling business. And, and I was fine with that. And then Stella and Dot completely ended stylist operations in August. And so I was just kind of like, I'm so glad I had that experience. I'm never doing it again. Like, nope. If I'm selling anything, it is myself. Like, I am not selling something for somebody else. And what do you know, in September, John asked me if I would get on a call with him and a person on his team just to like work through some ideas. And it was like drinking water. It was just like, oh, well, this is what you need to do and blah, blah, blah. And it just was so easy for me. And I also loved the next day that the person texted me of like what he like had taken my advice and this is what he did. And I just was like, gosh, I really miss that. Yeah. And I miss having goals. And frankly, I miss the income. Starting your own business that doesn't cost, $99 or $199 or whatever, or Thrive is free. But I was just like, it's very expensive. And I have just missed being able to travel and to have retirement and to, really have fun money that it's like, oh gosh, I see that. I really want it. Like, I've missed that. And I just saw this as like, you know what? I'd be crazy not to do this. Like, this is my skill set. But I'm also in a different place. Like, I don't see this as like this, I have to see, like, this is going to be my entire life. Not even close. Like, I think we can have very full lives doing lots of different things. And this has filled so many buckets of being in a community, having goals, working for goals, feeling supported. And also, like, I've made more money in 2 weeks than in my first 2 months in my old business. It took me 2 months to earn what I earned in 2 weeks. So,
wow. I know that, Grace. That's huge.
Yes. Okay. And a lot less work.
Because the difference here, and this was hard for me too when I left doing the jewelry business, because we would do shows, right? So we'd have like an audience in front of us and you book your next show from that, right? And so it didn't, maybe it didn't feel like you were putting in that many hours because you were there for 2 or 3 hours, but the reality is then you got to go home. You had to enter all those orders. Then you had to follow up with all those people. Then you had to book the next parties and you had to get the invitations out. So there's a lot of extra things where this is simply like, hey, you wanted to learn more about the product? Let me get you on the phone with somebody else who's been on it longer, hear their story. Okay, you ready to start? Great, let's order. Like, boom.
And that's the other thing, is just like I used to get such fear about sales calls. And I will say, if you run for office, like that fear goes away very quickly.
Right. Right.
If you're having to ask people for money or stare them in the face at their door and ask for their vote, you can ask anybody for anything. But I find I'm just doing voice texts and people can hear my voice. And yes, I've had people tell me no, but I've had people tell me yes. I've had people reach out. I mean, what I love is that there's such a big market. There are people reaching out that they're like, I think my husband needs this. I think, you know what, I want to try, people that never bought a piece of jewelry, they want to try Thrive. And some people who are great customers and hostesses for me at Stella and Dot, they want to try Thrive. There's just so, people interested for their teenage boys. They want to try the product Sculpt because that helps. It's a lot gentler on your body than creatine, but it helps, with muscle definition. And
that's what my 16 and 18-year-old both take, Sculpt. Yeah.
Yes. So I feel like there's such a bigger market. It's a lot less time. I'm not going out at night. I'm not having to call all day trying to get people to open up their home to their friends and clean their house. Instead, it's just like, do you want to try this? Yeah. Okay. Yes or no. Do you want to sample? Yes or no? Okay, great.
Great. Yeah. And I feel like with COVID too, like, I don't know about you, but like, I like to be home more. It just kind of forced that into me. And so I love that I can work this business from home, anywhere, anytime. I could be traveling to work my business. Like, it just goes with me wherever I go.
Yes. And I mean, I will say this, like, I love, because I said this point blank. I was like, I cannot make this my entire life. Like, I have another business that I love. It is like really starting to pick up. I was like, can I do this and not make this my entire life? And you're like, yes. Yeah. And what I love is the training. Like Blair's not going to say this, but I'll say this. So Blair had her team, they had a training on Zoom on Monday. Okay. Or Tuesday. she had said, you're going to pay $2,000 and fly here on your own dime to come to this training. And if I had done that, I would have said that was worth that and more. Like I would have paid double. It was free. And I was amazed by how many people were there that were leading. It wasn't just one or two people. There were lots of people who were all being successful and lots of energy and so much information of people going like, I take 1 hour, I do this, I do this, I do this, and I'm done. And that's what I love is seeing energy and excitement. And, it's really important. I think, people when I'm looking at companies is, all right, yeah, there's one person who's doing well, but are there a lot of people doing well? And what I see is there are a lot of people doing well. So I feel very prepared of like, I can get things done efficiently and I can still have part of my days that I want to do.
So I love that you brought that up. And there are two things that you said that I wanted to emphasize. One is, the diversity of the people that spoke on Tuesday was actually a corporate training that she's talking about. And they offer these like all the time. And it's so amazing because they'll just like, handpick, and they have the behind the scenes, right? So they know the numbers. This one was they called a GOAT training, greatest of all time. So they picked people that had like the highest numbers in the company for a long time. And it was so neat because some of those people have just joined in the last year or two. And some of us have been in the company for 8 years, some for 10 years. That's how old the company is. So it was so cool. But the diversity of people, isn't it interesting, Grace? Like young, old, different ethnicities, different ages, different shapes, different sizes, and different gifts and talents. Like I don't love social media. Yes, I use it for my business, but that's not where I get most of my people. I love meeting people, but like I heard from some of the speakers, like they only work their business online. Like they don't even leave their house for their business. So cool. And then what you guys might not know about Grace too, is that she's already hit just in the last couple of weeks, 2 bonuses from the company, well on her way to hitting the 3rd, which is probably going to be giving her a $4,000 cash bonus. And these are just some awesome things that are available right now. And in the industry wide, I'll just be honest right now, there is a recession going on in our country, right? And so there are some companies that are hurting right now. And so I do love that Grace brought up the fact that on that training, people are still having success and lots of people are having success. It's not just the first person in. And actually, what was really cool, besides Sheila, everybody else is not in the first 2 years of the company. Like usually, you would see like, I'm not going to throw any other companies under the bus, but like there's this one like face care companies always is one person that you always see. One person. She brings, she just is always being activated.
She's going to say, yes, she has made millions, but there's nobody else. Like that's it. And that I do not see at Lavelle at all. I'm amazed. And what I also am amazed by is that there's just a genuineness of, people, it may be the immediate need was, I need money for my household. I need money or I need something. But then it kind of turns into, I love helping people like this. I mean, that's the thing, like even for myself, like I finally tried it and I was in shock by the difference in my sleep. Like I'm normally like 70 to 80% sleep quality on my Apple Watch. It was 95%. Like I woke up and I just felt, oh, this is what it's supposed to be like when you have a good night's sleep. Yeah. I use Sculpt when I'm now going to yoga. Like I went to a 5:45 a.m. yoga class, like never in my, like that is not in my vocabulary. But it's like, I have the energy to do it and I want to. And, so it's just, I just noticed like in the short time what it's done for me. So when you see that with other people, it doesn't feel like, here, can you buy this for me because I need you to? It feels like, I genuinely think you're going to like this. I genuinely think you'll like it.
I love that you said that. And so here's what I want you guys to do today. I want you guys, if you're friends with Grace, reach out to her. Just say, okay, I heard you. I want more info or I want a free sample. Reach out to her. Or if you're having something specific that you're dealing with right now, please let her know, because if Grace doesn't know which product would help you, she'll ask me and we'll make sure we get you that info. If you're watching this and you're friends with me and you've never gotten a sample from me before, or you want more information about some of the other products that we were talking about, please ask. That's why we do these videos, so that we can get the information out to you and help you to feel your best, because we know we have things that can help you. The amazing thing is our products are non-GMO, gluten-free, plant-based. And yes, the Thrive experience is the main source, but we have lots of other products. Like the patch that Grace was talking about that's been helping her sleep better is called Recharge. It literally recharges your immune system and helps you to have deeper sleep. It's not even a sleeping aid. Like there's no like melatonin. We have some things like that. We have rest and we have sleep gummies, but this is actually just something that recharges your immune system. But a lot of people do find that it helps them because their immune system needed that. So and Sculpt, the amino acid blend is great too. So we have lots of products that we would love to help serve and help you with.
Yeah. And, you know, just another thing, I mean, I don't want to like make a claim of like, this will do this, but just in my experience, I've struggled with headaches for a very long time. Yeah. I said to John yesterday, I was like, have you noticed I haven't gotten really any headaches? And he's like, yep. You know, and I've done the like migraine meds too. I mean, I've done a lot of things and they have gotten better for various reasons over the years, but they've like completely out recently. And I mean, there's just
an occasional headache now. Like maybe in a whole year, I might get 4 or 5. I used to get them every single week.
Oh, yeah. I got them multiple times a week and would be out. Like I could not work. I could not do anything. And you know, so that's just one of the things. And John, I know you have a ton of success stories. The other thing is, before we go, I used to always kind of like hear about companies that sold wellness, you know, sold supplements, things like that. And I thought, oh my gosh, you have to like learn all this stuff. Like it's too hard. And what I love about this is that I can just be like, hey, Blair, can you talk? Like, I'm just going to put you know what, you have a question. I kind of know the answer. I'll just get Blair to tell you that you're never alone. You do not have to be a biochemist to understand all this stuff. I am not a doctor. I'm not trying to pretend I am, but I'm just sharing. And I have plenty of people who can just share their experience of what worked for them.
Totally. And I just realized we were on privacy the whole time. So I just changed it to public. So everyone should be able to see it now and they'll be able to watch. So if you're just checking this out now, go back and watch from the beginning. It's epic, amazing. Grace's story is awesome and you're going to want to hear it. And please reach out to us. If you have anything that you're dealing with right now, health-wise or financially, reach out to us. We're here to support you either with the product. We love to get people on the product first. We're a product-driven company because we know when you feel better, you're going to show up better. So if you are watching this, let's get you started on the products, see what they do for you. And then there's an amazing opportunity to either, yes, so cute, your samples are so cute. There's an amazing opportunity to either get your product for free and just enjoy it, or get your product for free, enjoy it, and make some great money, just like Grace has been doing. And listen, one of my favorite things is you don't have to have a huge network to get started. So don't let that intimidate you. I know Grace is like so poised. And if you guys know her, you're like, well, she probably knows a lot of people, but honestly, we have people every day that join this and they totally do amazing because they just want to help other people to feel better. So we're so excited. Make sure if you know Grace, you reach out to her and grab that sample from her or more information. And Grace, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so proud of you. It's been so much fun and can't wait to see you hit the next bonus.
Oh my gosh, I have had more fun. And I love working with you and our friend Beth and I just love this whole community. And, you know, I did not expect to have as much fun as I'm having.
Oh my gosh. Well, I cannot wait to see you. Hopefully we'll be coming into Iowa soon.
I hope so too. Or maybe we'll come to Florida. Maybe we should do it that way.
But I do want to see Iowa. It's one place I've never been to. So it's my goal to
be here. Come.
Yeah, sure. All right.
So much.
Bye, guys.